Hi, I'm Andrew Parkinson. I'm with Passage Maker Magazine, and I'm sitting down here with Justin Joyner, who's the head of sales for Beneteau America.
How you doing, sir?
Doing well. So we're on a Beneteau 35 right now. This is one of several models that Beneteau has in the Swift trawler range. Most of you probably know Beneteau, of course, for their sailboats. Many of you know Beneteau for their Swift trawlers, which have been here for how many years now?
Well, the cheeky answer is Beneteau started building trawlers in 1912. And very seriously, we have been in the U.S. market for about 6 years, and now we have 5 Swift trawler models in the U.S. market.
Very cool. So tell me a little bit about these Swift trawlers. What does this do for the cruising fanatic?
Swift trawler boats, which are excursion boats. And it's funny, some customers plan on going for a weekend, and that's an excursion to them. Some people are going for years. The nice thing is, no matter what the plan is for the trip, they buy Swift trawlers because they're planning to go out there and have an adventure.
Justin, help me educate our viewers. What are some of the defining characteristics of a Swift trawler per se?
So when you look at the Swift trawler DNA, I would start at the hull design. This boat is a semi-displacement hull. The characteristic there is it has efficiency at that displacement speed, but there's a reason we call it Swift. It'll get up on plane, and each one of our models will exceed 20 knots. Then from there, you look at the interior of the boat. All the wheelhouses are all one level, up to the 50. And the idea there is there's lots of living space, 360-degree visibility. You can do the majority of your boating in there. The other tidbit is when you go into the main cabin of every one of the boats, the berth height is very low. You know, especially with the V berths on many boats, you're as a designer, you're tempted to push the berth as far forward as you can. Well, when you look at the shape of a bow of a boat, the further you push it forward,
right,
the higher the berth gets. Right? Well, we keep our berths back and low so that when you're getting in and out of bed, you're not climbing up a bunch of stairs. So those are some of the I would call them the defining characteristics of a Swift trawler.
Now, the 35 came about how? This is relatively new to the market, is that right?
Yes. So for 2 years, we've been building the Swift trawler 35. It's an offshoot of our 34. The 34 was a tremendously successful boat for us. We built over 400 of them. In the U.S. market in particular, we sold a lot of them. And so we looked at replacing the boat, and you can get dramatic and start really changing a boat when it's 35 feet long. But what we found was, let's talk to owners of Swift trawler 34s, and let's tweak what is already a popular boat and really works.
Great. So, and what does that mean for this boat now? So what did you tweak?
So the main talking points are the galley's been tweaked. It's in the same location, but the ergonomics have improved. The head, which on the 34 was a completely wet head, was turned a lot of people off to that boat. So we've separated the shower and toilet area from the rest of the head so that you can keep your vanity dry when you're taking a shower. Okay. That's been a big improvement. And then the flybridge, which we're up on now, we've definitely increased the size of it. So instead of having 4 people cramped, you've got much better ergonomics. And then, you know, from a bigger American, the ergonomics of this helm station are also further refined.
Great. Well, we're on this pretty boat. Can we go take a look?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Andrew, how about I show you around the boat?
I'd love to see it.
Okay, so starting in the cockpit, logical place to start. We realized with the Swift trawler 34, the cockpit was a little tight. So we came up with this design, which is also available on the Swift trawler 30, to get some extra real estate in the cockpit to really transform what the space feels like by using what's essentially is a swim platform. And then as you notice, one of the hallmarks of a Swift trawler design is the asymmetrical decks. The starboard side deck is the one that's covered and wider, and you typically go up and down, especially on a rainy day. You're not going to get wet. You still have access on the port side to hang fenders. Now, let's say you're running through a series of locks where you're pulling up port side, instead of hanging a fender out of a window, right? You can hang a fender by just walking up on the side now.
And what does that help us with? It's got to be interior volume, right?
Absolutely. In boating, there's no free lunch. This boat has a beam of 13 feet, and you got to get it somewhere, right? So by making one side wider than the other, you can maximize this wheelhouse space. So let's poke on in here, and I'll show you some of the features inside.
Sounds good.
So once you walk into the salon, one of the first things you'll notice is the floor is all one level in the wheelhouse, and then when you look up, you'll see that you have virtually 360 degrees of uninterrupted visibility. One of the other Swift Trawler hallmarks is all of the countertops have what we call fiddles around all the surfaces.
Why is that?
And one of the benefits of that is, we know that the buyers of these boats plan on using them, and you might be making a peanut butter jelly sandwich while you're running out there, and it keeps stuff from falling on the floor.
And in this storage now, this is because of that asymmetrical pull design, right? So that opens up
Exactly.
storage.
Exactly. You've got great storage, and then here you have the optional freezer and ice maker. And then when you switch over to the other side of the boat, this is actually a pull-out couch. Let me show you how that works. All right, Andrew, let me show you how this pull-out sofa works. So the cool thing about this is, other than the throw pillows, all of this stays connected as one piece. You get a nice pull-out couch. And you see there's curtains that will create a nice privacy space here. But when you want to sleep six in a pinch, you've got the possibility. And as you can see, it's pretty darn easy.
It's really like adding a bedroom with a 360 view, right?
Exactly. All right, so the galley ergonomics are exceptional. First off, your galley is where all the action is. You're not going down into a dungeon somewhere. This is nice, airy, open. You can make a meal while you're underway, right where all the action is. It's also a great entertaining space, right? And you end up entertaining in your kitchen at home, right? So entertaining in your galley on your boat. So the ergonomics have been improved. Again, we've got the fiddles, great sink right forward here, storage, and all the nooks and crannies here. Funny thing about the Swift Trawler 34 was the sink used to be here, and every time I went on a boat ride with customers, someone was sitting in the sink. So what we ended up doing was dropping the level down. You still have functional counter space, but there's a cushion that you put right here, and you got another spot to face forward and lounge. All right, Andrew, let's look at the helm station here. All the systems you'd see normally on a boat this size. You've got your autopilot, you've got your big Raymarine touchscreen. What's a nice feature, standard on our Swift Trawler 35 is bow and stern thrusters, and your trim tabs. And obviously, you've got your main throttle here. Nice destroyer style helm wheel, and again, it's ergonomically set up so that two can sit here nice and comfortably. So let's talk about performance here a little bit. And we look at Swift trawlers as a dual mode trawler. That displacement speed, that 7-knot speed, you're burning about 2 gallons an hour. And then you can throttle it all the way up to about 20 knots. And at wide open throttle, you're burning 20 gallons an hour. So even at wide open throttle, you're a mile per gallon.
Wow. So Justin, you talked about the volume, you talked about the performance, you talked about the layout. This looks pretty user-friendly. You think we can take a boat ride?
I think I'd like to show off just how easy it is to run a single screw boat in this marina.
Let's do it.
Let's go for a boat ride.
Justin, that was great. Thanks a lot.
Well, I enjoyed the boat ride on the Swift Trawler 35, taking you through the boat. And we talked a little bit about the Swift Trawler heritage and some of the history. We've built over 1,200 boats since we started building Swift Trawlers. So we'll have to go for a longer boat ride next time.
Great. Let's do this again.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Justin.